Petty Squad? It's your girl Tracy, and this is another episode of Allegedly News. A shout out to you, happy Tuesday. And if it's your first time here, welcome to the House of Petty. You're welcome once, you're welcome twice. You are always welcome here, and I hope you come back and I hope you bring a friend, okay? And if you are a regular, thank you so much for rocking with me. Thank y'all for sending me stuff and liking and sharing and all that kind of stuff and everything like that. Y'all really know how to make a girl feel real. Shout out to everybody who is following me. I don't know how to do that. I am sorry, but I have some followers here on Spotify, and I appreciate you guys. So y'all, this is Allegedly News. Like I said, and I keep you guys entertained and up to date on current events, headline news, political tea, and a sprinkle of celebrity gossip, all within 30 minutes or less. Why? Because I got shit to do and you got shit to do. So let's get into it. Y'all, school is back in. So shout out to all the kids and shout out to everybody who want to pick their kids up for the first day of school. Does that make me a trash parent that I didn't go pick my son up from school on the first day? Now, granted, he is about to be 15. He's going to be 15 on the 22nd. And we didn't even talk about it. He didn't even bring it up, so I didn't think he wanted me to. I'm gonna have to ask him when he get home. But I think in middle school, like, you're a little too old for that. I don't know. I can't remember if I got picked up on the first day of school in middle school or not. But I don't know. My boy is growing up on me, and I am so proud. Oh, my goodness. He's such a handsome guy. He looks just like me, so, you know. Shout out to G.O.D. for that. Anyway, let me go ahead and get straight into it. Y'all, mandatory paternity tests in Tennessee could be a thing. So if House Bill 2689 passes, then maternity testing will be mandatory. How y'all feel about that? I know the podcast bros and the baby daddies everywhere are rejoicing. Now, I feel like they said like 1 in 3, I believe, a third of the paternity tests that are taken, turns out that baby is not, that main baby. And so, that sucks. Or is it a good thing? I don't know. Like, I've always felt like you should get a paternity test, like, especially if you're not married. If there's any doubt, I want the test, because I'm like, let's get all of the doubt out of the way. I don't need you getting mad at me talking about that's not my child. I don't want none of that. Like, if you're a deadbeat, you just gonna be a deadbeat, and that's just gonna be what it is. Now, granted, I never had that issue. Every once in a while, my baby daddy back in the day, he'd get mad and be like, that ain't my child, but he was just trying to make me mad, and it worked for a while, but now it's just funny. We laugh about it. Now, I think it's a good idea that we stop this reckless hoeing. Now, in certain situations, we all know those things that happen where, it's out of the woman's hands. But in other situations, I think it's a good idea, because some of these ladies be scandalous, okay? And I think it'll save a lot of drama. I think it'll save you court costs. And let's go on and see who the pappy is, okay? And then, y'all, the other side of that a lot of these men don't want to realize is that some of their homeboys and friends and pastors and brothers and daddies and cousins and uncles and such are about to be exposed for being, you know what I'm saying? Because now some of these young girls who get pregnant won't have the liberty or the option to go put that baby off on some young boy. The real daddy is going to have to come forward and going to have to come to the light. So be careful what you ask for. I'm just saying, I'm excited about it. I think it's a great idea. I think they should implement it everywhere just to save time and to save a drama, okay? Because who got time for some baby mama drama? I don't. Like, who got time to be arguing? And then every time that girl get mad at you, she be like, that ain't your child. And then she be like, yes, it is your baby. Like, come on now. Or, all these men out here that's running around not claiming the kids. So I'm just saying, let's go ahead, nip it in the bud. Now, I told you guys, I don't know if I said it or not, but I'm gonna say I told y'all that I was gonna keep an eye out on what's going on over in Africa. So now we're going to go back up to Nigeria and let's talk about it. So Nigeria cut off the electricity to Nigeria. Okay, let me say that again. Nigeria cut off the electricity to Nigeria. So if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know I have been talking about what's going on in Africa, because there's a lot going on over there. And the episode, not the last episode, but I think the episode before that, and maybe a little bit before that as well, I talked about Nigeria. Okay, so Nigeria had a coup. The president was kidnapped. He's being held hostage, as far as I know. Him and his wife and his son. So now let's go ahead and go into what's going on now. In an attempt to force Nigeria to stop with the hostile takeover, Nigeria, who supplies 70% of Nigeria's electricity, stopped the electricity supply. Okay, so there was some kind of sanctions put out by ECOWAS. We should turn that into a drinking game. Every time I fuck up a name, somebody needs to take a shot, but not if you're on your way to work. Okay. But yeah, they were sanctioning Nigeria, and so Nigeria, as part of that, they cut the electric supply. Now there's always a ram in the bush, okay? Because they didn't have to go without power for long, because Algeria stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We're going to go ahead and give you guys electricity, and we're going to supply it for free. So they got better electricity for free. Now, in other news, if we can back up just a little bit, remember I told you that the elected president, his name is Bozeman, I believe Mohammed Bozeman. Him and his wife and his son are currently being held captive, and they are allegedly surviving off of rice and noodles and dirty water. So they also have a daughter. Now, the daughter happened to be vacationing in France when the coup happened, so she is still in France, I believe. Now, okay. So the leader of the coup, I believe you say his name, Tachani. Now he is the head of the Presidential Guards unit. And so he has announced that he is planning to prosecute Mohammed for high treason. Now he say he got some evidence. He did not reveal what the evidence was, but if convicted, Bozeman, okay, I think that's how you say it, he could be unalived. Okay, so he could be facing the death penalty there. Now I can see why, hey, you might not want to kill that man, because that's really gonna bring some smoke in. But then again, if you done took over, then you might have to do what you're gonna do, and you want to try to do it as legally as possible. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Thank God I ain't in it. Okay, my name is Benny and I ain't in it. I'm just on the outside looking. Now, speaking of Africa, let's go ahead and talk about BRICS. Okay, so BRICS is going to be holding its 15th summit this month. I believe it's on August 22nd through August 24th in Johannesburg, South Africa. So this is going to be the first in-person summit since COVID. The South African president is going to be there. Of course, it's in South Africa. The Indian Prime Minister and the President of Brazil will be there in person. Now, Putin, okay, got them papers out for him. He got a warrant, so he can't go nowhere. Like, this is a worldwide warrant. They looking for you, okay? So he will be sending a representative, and then he's going to attend virtually. Y'all think they use Zoom? Did y'all hear about that new shit with Zoom, that they can basically take your recordings and use them to train AI? Like, that is wild to me. And as of right now, there's no way to opt out of that. I don't like it, okay? But anyway, back to the story. So 67 other leaders have also been invited, along with other business leaders, including the president of the New Development Bank. Okay, and Yeah, she is an older white lady with, a nice I date black men haircut. I'm just gonna say. Okay. Now moving forward, y'all. Um, let's see, the countries that are members of BRICS have a combined population of 3 billion people, and they make up about 26% of the global economy. And yeah, BRICS is also going to be very much rich in natural resources. Okay, so 27 other countries have applied to become members, including Saudi Arabia, Iran, AUE, Argentina, Indonesia, Egypt, Ethiopia, and somewhere else I'm forgetting. Of course, that's not 27 countries, but I was just trying to, name all the big players. Now they will be discussing trade and infrastructure, and the big one, the development and creation of a new BRICS currency. Now, allegedly, the rumor is the word on the curb is that this currency is going to outweigh the US dollar 55 to 1. And yeah, it's looking like they're not going to let that happen. The West is not going to sit idly by and let that shit go down. It's going to, somebody going to die. I hate to say that, but it's gonna be some blood in the water, okay? Like, Africa is the West's bottom bitch, if you will. Not no disrespect. Now, they can't just let her walk away. They got so much tied up over there. They need her. They need Africa. But hey, if you needed her like that, maybe you should have treated her a little better while you had her, okay? We wouldn't be in this situation if the West wasn't robbing and raping and pillaging Africa, okay? But anyway, let me not get on a tangent because we only got 30 minutes, okay? And I haven't went over 30 minutes in a very long time, and I don't intend to start now. So, in other news, if we're going to come on back over here to the United States, let's talk about Tyson. The chicken people, okay? Not Mike, but the chicken people. Tyson is shutting down 4 locations. 4 chicken plants, okay? And 2 of those, I believe, are in Arkansas. Oh, it's a sad situation. Now, this really just doesn't make sense to me. I've been trying to wrap my head around it. Now, they claim that they lost $417 million this quarter. They say that things like COVID, bird flu, higher production costs, lower consumption, all of those types of things played a role in it. Now, baby, we've been back out. COVID ain't been a factor since at all in 2023. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's still happening, it ain't been a factor. So it's just really, I got my radar up. I don't believe it. But yeah, at this point, Tyson produces 25% of the chicken in the U.S. Now, they do plan to send the other jobs or do some kind of restructuring. Basically, they try to save money, and they plan on moving jobs closer to where their customers are, which means they won't have to ship it as far. Now, what else was I going to tell y'all about Tyson? So if you remember back, there was like a whole child labor scandal that broke loose, and Tyson was involved. The cleaning company that Tyson hired had young children cleaning up in a slaughterhouse. So, of course, hashtag inappropriate on so many levels, okay? But, hey, Tyson wasn't the only person out here with young kids working. Okay, there's 12-year-olds working on roofs in Florida and Tennessee. There's 13-year-old girls out here washing hotel sheets in Virginia and a host of other places, okay? And then in Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee done lost her damn mind. Okay, she's fucking with the child labor laws. I haven't even looked into that because hopefully, knock on wood, my baby won't have to get a job, until he's 16. But yeah, I don't know. This whole chicken thing, it really got me twisted because I don't know. It just don't feel right to me. Like, It really feels like to me it has something to do with the fake meat. I feel like they finished really try to push these meat-like products on us, and Tyson shut down is the beginning. Now this is all alleged. That's just coming off the top of my head. I'm just saying that's just how I feel. Okay, so yeah, so there will be a shutdown in North Little Rock, Arkansas, Corden, Indiana, Dexter, Missouri, and Noel. Is that Noel, Missouri? Is it Noel? Anyway, fuck it, whatever. Take a shot because I know I tore that up. Okay. So yeah, that sucks. So about 3,000 people will be losing their jobs. So prayers to the families that are affected. I guess Pilgrim's Pride, Sanders Farm, we looking at y'all. Hold it down. POP, hold it down. Y'all, see, the thing is, Tyson, okay, was buying up smaller chicken producers or meat plants or what have you. And you know what they say, pigs get fat and hogs get slaughtered. But like, how can you be closing when you have the McDonald's chicken nugget contract? Make it make sense, because McDonald's is probably finna start switching over to that fake meat. That's what I believe. They probably over there back there investing in the meat lab right now. But anyway, that's all alleged. Once again, don't go tell nobody that that's a fact. It's just what I believe. Now, moving forward, y'all. Lord have mercy. The wildfires in Maui, they have happened, and they have desecrated a pretty big chunk of Maui. Now, there is no actual cause. Nobody really can 100% say what caused the fire, but experts have said that one possibility was that during a storm, an active power line fell, and then the high winds caused it to ignite something, and then the wildfire consumed, just went off. Lahaina, I believe. Oh, if I'm saying it wrong, y'all take a shot, but somebody correct me. Which was allegedly, as far as I know, a historic neighborhood, and that has been destroyed. They are still looking for people. Now, the locals are telling us that they are misrepresenting the body count, but I don't know. They say they are anticipating thousands of lives to be lost, and they're still trying to locate people, but you can't really go in looking because it's unsafe, chemicals and buildings that are unstable, the whole bit. Now, this is another thing that got my conspiracy hat jumping. Okay, so, and where do I go? Okay, so check this out. Okay, it was a couple of years ago. I feel like maybe it was Vice, or maybe it's something that came on after Vice, because you let YouTube play and stuff just start coming on. Now, I remember this docu-series where they were covering the impact of tourism and, dare I say it, colonizers moving to Hawaii, driving up the prices, dislocating the native people or the residents that already live there, and making things so out of price, because Hawaii is beautiful, okay? And locals feel like that this whole thing may have been planned, because the little warning siren did not go off. And some people on social media who live in Hawaii who were affected are saying that people are reaching out to them trying to buy their land. Like, ugh, disgusting. Now, let me get some water. I didn't choke myself. Okay, y'all. So, moving forward, let's talk about these looters in California. So, mobs of looters all year long have been running into stores, grabbing stuff, and running out. So they are kind of organized, because it happens the same way every time. Nobody talks, everybody's face is covered, and everybody wearing black or some dark colors. I don't know. So allegedly, I think last week they hit the YSL store, and they stole over $300,000 worth of merchandise. Lord have mercy. They hit up Nordstrom in San Francisco back in November, and then I feel like recently they hit a McDonald's. The people who hit the McDonald's, they were arrested. Now, why is this happening? So people are saying that there was a bill passed, Bill 553, passed in May, and it prevents employers from mandating that workers confront shoplifters. So since they're like, hey, you can't touch me. And then I believe also in California, if it's not over $950, you won't go to jail. I don't know, y'all. Bed Bath & Beyond has gone out of business. Let's just move forward because I ain't gonna speculate too much. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond has gone out of business, and their intellectual property was recently purchased by Overstock. So now if you go to overstock.com, fun fact, it's going to show up as Bed Bath & Beyond. You know, they opened Bed Bath & Beyond in 1971 in New Jersey. I said, what? Okay, there you go. Now, another thing I noticed, the CEO had stepped down, and then this lady, what's her name? Y'all, I'm going to start highlighting names so I can get it right. But this lady had stepped in, and she took over. Now, do y'all remember somebody telling me about the pink ceiling? I don't know if I passed that on to y'all. Like, okay, so back when Twitter had got their new CEO and it was a woman and everybody was all upset about that, and I was crunk because I'm like, hey, go girl, get it. But somebody had mentioned this thing called a pink ceiling. So when companies are about to bankrupt or are determined that they're about to go down, like the ship is sinking, they hire a woman CEO, and then the company in turn ends up going out of business. Now, they was over $1 billion in debt, so they had been fucking up for a long time. How do you get that far in debt? Oh my gosh. Now, they owe 14 different vendors, including Keurig, Tempur-Pedic, Shark Ninja, FedEx, and this one place called Riders Integrated or something, Integrated Logistics. They owe them $45.2 million. So their bills have been affected. Okay. But long story long, Overstock bought a Bed Bath & Beyond costume, and they're never going to take it off. They need to just lower them damn prices. Anyway, moving forward, y'all, I know y'all didn't hear about this because I didn't hear about it. Y'all, SpaceX had a rocket that exploded back in April. I did not hear about this at all. Did you? So, back in April, SpaceX was allegedly launching what was supposed to be the biggest rocket in the world. And apparently the math wasn't mathin' because the rocket exploded and debris and particles fell all over the city of Port Isabel, Texas. Now, they say nobody got hurt, thank God, but there was all kinds of extensive damage, okay? They said that the holes that were made by some of the debris that fell were like 6 feet across and like 2.5 to 3 feet deep. Now, apparently, this all could have been prevented, but SpaceX didn't want to take the time to do the proper launch infrastructure. Okay, so apparently like a piece of steel, like a steel plate, could have prevented a lot of this. Okay, they didn't want to take the time to do that though, because Elon wanted to launch his damn rocket into space. Apparently they said that a flame trench would have helped out. It would have diverted most of the rocket's thrust. Now, Elon did admit, like I said, that they were supposed to have a steel plate under the launch pad, but it wasn't ready in time. Now, he claims that he thought the concrete would hold based on a test that they had did in February. Now, word on the curb is that the test was only conducted at 50% thrust, which leads me to believe that Elon probably was up there, fucking with some documents and not telling the truth on some things so that the Environmental Protection Agency, or whatever it's called, would go ahead and give them approval to launch the rocket. Now, the FAA has stepped in, and the SpaceX program has been grounded. Okay, now you would think that they would stop launching rockets anyway, just due to global warming. You know what I'm saying? And like, how much did this cost? So I had to go do some digging around, and apparently it cost about $2 to $3 billion to build this rocket. Whew, Lord Jesus. And I wonder how much that missing steel plate would have cost just to save all that trouble. You know what they say? Haste makes waste. Instead of SpaceX, we're going to call it Space F. And the F is for sit down and stop it. I wanted to say the F word, but I'm trying to clean it up. But y'all, moving forward, last story, and then I am out of here. There is a Japanese steakhouse that is closed, okay, after meth was found in the soy sauce. Okay, so it's Nikko's Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar, located where else in Florida. And now it is closed after 7 people were hospitalized after eating food that contained meth. Now, all these people sat at the little hibachi station, and 3 people were tested, and they came back testing positive for meth. So it's just safe to assume everybody else probably had a little bit of meth in their system. Could you imagine you trying to eat a little sushi? You want a little hibachi steak and shrimp with extra vegetables and a double helping of the garlic butter, and now all of a sudden you on meth. That is horrible. Now, the owner of the restaurant, he did a Facebook post, and he basically said that they were cleared to reopen, and he wanted to thank all of the regulars for coming out to support. Who the fuck is eating there after that? Not me. Regulars? What? Somebody selling drugs in there, and those regulars are regulars, but they probably regular users, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's alleged. I don't know that, y'all. I'm just, man, I'm stuff. Okay, so but yeah, so he thanked the regulars for coming back and said unfortunately they were not able to recover. Of course not. Now, I don't even think they were cleared to open, because it don't make sense, because apparently the Department of Business Professional Regulations conducted 2 inspections. They had conducted one on the day of, and then they came back and did another one, and they found 31 violations. So, put that in your pipe and smoke it. Y'all, what if you heard that your favorite Chinese spot was poisoning people with meth? Are you going back over there on your lunch break? The only way I would go in there to eat is if I use meth, and I'm hoping I get a meth plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I get 2 tickets at the meth buffet? You know what I'm saying? That's the only way I would be going in there. I can't believe they did it. But anyway, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me. That is all I got. And like I said, if it's your first time here, come on back. Make sure you follow, like, and share, and tell a friend. And if you have been rocking with me, thank you so much for listening. Please share it with somebody so we can keep these numbers going up. I feel blessed, okay? And yeah, like always, life is hard enough as it is, so don't go making it harder by being an asshole. Be nice to somebody. I love you guys. Bye.